Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the press, the Down Beach Current, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building on the municipal website, filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Would you please take a second to turn off all electronic equipment as we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Johanna, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker.
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo. Commissioner Blumberg.
Here.
We will vary from the agenda for a second. We're honored to have Commissioner Landgraf from Ventnor, who would like to address the board.
Yes, Lance Landgraf, 9 South Harvard Avenue, Ventnor City, New Jersey. Thank you for the invite, John, and Mayor, thank you. Just wanted a couple words. We're starting, you guys are going to pass it tonight, we'll do it at our next meeting, our shared services agreement for our engineering services. It's something that I worked with John and the mayor on, and Rich as well through Maria for the last 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
I think it's something exciting for our two municipalities coming together like this, be able to have a shared services agreement for, an in-house city engineer. I think that's going to be the start of a great partnership between our two communities. And thanks for the minute to say something. I don't want to hold up your meeting.
You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes? I got to fill that. It's great to be back in this building. I'm sure you guys are thrilled too. It looks great, and good luck with it.
Thank you, Lance. Hopefully it's a start of something big.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lance, thank you, and on behalf of our whole city, it was a pleasure. It's been a pleasure working with your whole organization since July 1st on a whole variety of things. Just the last meeting, as we all know, we signed another agreement for the maintenance agreement for the
Yep.
pump station.
Right.
That was a great project to work on. We have a lot of good ideas, all of us, to continue
Absolutely.
to work on. So.
It'll be great working together, so we look forward to it. Thank you again. Yep.
Thank you, Lance. Seeing as there are no special items other than Commissioner Landgraf on the agenda, we'll go right to department head reports. And Frank, why don't you start this week?
Sure. We've been on the beach since the storm, and we've been moving tons and tons of sand. We're actually trenching all our scuppers and outfall pipes so we get good drainage, and our beaches are extremely healthy. We did get a little erosion from this storm, but otherwise we're in good shape. We're also working at the bulkhead on Mansfield Avenue where we're refacing it. It's starting to look like something now. Instead of cracked concrete, we're using a type of epoxy cement, and we believe it's going to work out real fine. We've been very busy in our water and sewer department. We've been helping the contractors turning on and turning off water to control the water while they're doing the water mains. They also fixed a couple water leaks, and we repaired the storm drain at Pembroke and the bridle path this week. Sunday, Monday storm didn't amount to much, but we were ready. We did come in on the weekend on Saturday and did put chains on a few of our trucks. Things worked out very good that way. We're also going around, and this is the season where we're starting to clean up city properties. We've been out at the ball field and the different parks and stuff like that, and we're cleaning them up so we can get them mulched in the early spring and get them looking nice again. That's all I have.
Mayor, can I
Yes.
ask Frank to comment on
You may.
something else relative to some of the public works reorganization things that you've been doing, Frank? At least the top end.
Yeah, we have restructured the management in Public Works, where we took an employee, Pat Powers, who is licensed to run the Public Works Department. Not only that, water and sewer utilities. His knowledge of the city of Margate is growing every day. He's a very good employee. He's very self-conscious, and we made him the Deputy Director of Public Works. I think he deserves it. He's a great guy to work with, and I think he has Margate in his mind for the future. And he is a very hard worker. He's very intelligent. The other guys are pretty much still right where they were before. We're delegating different duties to different supervisors. We also brought up one of our laborers, Joseph Marinelli, who is moving to a foreman position, a working foreman position. He'll be heading our utilities. Kaz has been working for the city for some years now. That's what we call him, Cosmo, and that's his middle name. But anyway, he is our guy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week he's out there. He definitely deserves a promotion, and I know he'll handle it well.
Lastly on that, I mean, Frank's been working hard on this, so you really the key guys now, and it's important that everybody knows that. And Frank, Pat's the key operations man. We're kind of set up like we're doing in the police department. Frank is in the field, but when he's in the office and working on matters with all of us, he's got Pat Powers here 12 hours a day working for him. And right under him is Fish and Kaz now. So you have two working foremen, you have an operations guy, and all within a budget. I mean, I asked them for some budgetary numbers today, and these are not finance numbers, these are public works numbers, so I'm not swearing on by the number down to the penny as it relates to where we're going forward, but our total expenditures for salary and wages in 2017 in public works is going to be about 70,000 less than it was 2 years ago in 2015. So we're working our way down with less money, more responsible supervision, and it's not finished yet. We expect in 2018 it's going to look basically the same, even with salary increases. So thank you, Frank. You've been working hard on this. I should also mention that most of you know that Bob Gilmore is like a office manager, and it's been that way for a long time. He works with personnel. He works with our personnel consultant, Joanne, and he does kind of oversees the office for Public Works.
That's well, who's taking care of the boiler room.
And taking care of the boiler room, right? You're right.
Yeah.
And
So, thanks for the indulgence there.
thank you. And Frank, you know, I personally thank you, and thank you probably every time I see or talk to Frank. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Johanna?
The city clerk's office has set up the rabies vaccine for May 13th of this year. It will be held here at the firehouse. The citywide yard sale was set up for May 20th. Frank has agreed that they will clean up on May 21st, and that's all that's going on right now in the clerk's office.
Okay. Thank you, Johanna. Solicitor?
As you know, we have resolutions 30 through 37. I don't know if there's any questions on there. I know what we do for appointing as the official registrar. Tara Mazza, is red good? Okay. And I have the resolutions in. I look forward to working with her, and I'm excited for it. It's a nice, I know she's had the position, but she deserves it, and I'm wishing the best for her, as I think we all are right now. So, as far as dredging, it was a great day on Monday, and I wanted to tell you a little bit on the public record, and then I'll just go on. Senator Whalen invited us up. We had another Senate Environmental Commission. I know this is old hat to John with these committee meetings in Trenton, but it was impressive that 5 senators took a real interest in what we were talking about, which is in addition to the 3 senators that sponsored us. What this shellfish habitat rule will do for Margate is it will enable us to have the ability to submit those dredging applications in areas that right now you're not allowed to dredge because they have this designation of shellfish habitat or potential shellfish habitat. It's a big step forward. I know other towns were excited about it too. They brought in Avalon, Ocean City. I'd say there's maybe 5 other communities represented there. So it's a big step forward. And in fact, I have to say, Senator Whalen introduced me to the chairman, to Senator Smith, whose background is zoning, and he's a land use lawyer. And he was saying, so you're having a problem dredging? He said, the regulations are just crazy. He says, well, look, this makes sense. It was very, in other words, I got the encouraging feeling that if we proposed additional legislation, it might make some progress. So I've asked Stu Farrell to outline it. I gave him some pointers as well. And I see Lance left here. What my primary thinking is, if we could get it to use at Shelter Island, that would be the cheapest disposal site for us, because it's so close to Margate and it's right there. So it would be an effort to rehabilitate degraded environment. So you don't have to call it a dredge spoil site, you can call it rehabilitation of degraded environment, which it is. And hopefully we would get some reception, positive reception from the environmental committee up there, which is the first step. So as you know, I'm excited about it. We're moving forward. We have our meeting next week with Eddie to try to formulate the application process. And it's a very difficult process. You can see what places like Ocean City and Avalon have been going through, and we've really got to do it as well, at least for those areas that are the worst here in Margate. So, anything else? If you want to ask me about it,
I'm good. Any questions? Thank you, Scott.
all right.
That's very good. Lisa?
Nothing to report. Everything's great in finance.
Chief Wilson?
Everything's great in the police department.
It's wonderful to be in Margate, I'll tell you. Ed? We gonna run the string today?
Yeah, I have to take a little bit more time. Our 2017 NJDOT state aid application is being submitted as we speak. It's for Atlantic Avenue from, initially for Atlantic Avenue from Fredericksburg to Frontenac. There are two items on the agenda today to award the playground upgrades. That's at the Union Avenue site, and also for another handicap accessible opening on the bulkheads. And also on dredging, we have submitted a sedimentation sampling and analysis plan to the NJDEP. That was done on the 23rd of January. That is part of our National Fish and Wildlife grant that the city has. The 2015 state aid reconstruction of Winchester Avenue, it's from Jerome to Granville. Essentially, it'll be broken into two segments: Jerome to Hanover, Hanover to Granville. They'll be done at one after the other. Perna Finnegan is the contractor. They currently are working on the first block, and their anticipated completion date is May 17th. Hopefully the weather will hold the way it has been recently, so they'll continue to be able to work. Our road program, which includes Andover from Ventnor to Atlantic, Fulton from Quincy to Rumson, Jerome, the intersection at the whole intersection at Amherst, Lagoon Drive from Huntington to Baycrest, Lancaster from Monmouth to Amherst, and Union from Fremont to the end. Okay, that construction should start on February 6th, and the first street to be done will be Lancaster from Amherst to Monmouth. Their contract completion date is July 10th, but their construction schedule, which they submitted to us today, indicates everything will be done by around Memorial Day. So this was the contract that was contested in court, and it delayed it for a little bit, but they're going to try to make up time on that. The water tank painting, the contractor submitted the shop drawing for the draping of the tank. And I know Andrew had a concern about it extending into the field for lacrosse. We scaled it off, we marked it up. I want to go meet with Andrew and show him. We're only going about 5 feet into the field, which is less than the space between the fence and the backstop. So there shouldn't be a problem there. We will go into the landscaped area of the park on the other side. So the contractor has been made aware he's going to have to restore that area. However, it has to be done. Then as soon as the weather permits, they will be in to paint the exterior of the tank. And the One South building here, we have identified the final punch list. Hopefully the contractor will be in here in the next couple of days to get that done, so we can final the project out. And the South Jersey Gas, we met with them today. They only have a few more that they haven't, I believe it's 9 that they haven't been able to actually get scheduled or at least run the service to behind the curb. And the chief has graciously agreed to help contact the property owners through their home police department so that we can get that resolved. It's their intent to be milling by March 15th, and they want to have the paving done by May. It's an aggressive schedule, but again, let's just pray that the weather cooperates. And that's it.
Thank you, Ed. Rich?
Just to bring the public up to date on some important dates, we'll be meeting internally on our capital budget next week with the intent of trying to finalize it. We will stay within the guidelines for both the regular capital budget and the water and sewer capital budget, and ultimately be bringing it to the commissioners for a capital ordinance, which is done on usually just once a year on a yearly basis. The operating budget is due to be presented publicly on March 16th. So we will be working on the operating budget over the next month with the intent of bringing it for you under the direction of Commissioner Blumberg as Revenue and Finance. The Board of School estimate meeting has been set for March 23rd at 5:30. I believe it's in this room. Is that correct?
Correct.
And people have been asking me when that meeting was going to be, and that's now been set. So from a budgetary standpoint, capital, operating, and school, between now and March 23rd are the official dates. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Fred, do you have anything?
No, I have nothing to report this
Thank you.
week.
Maury?
Nope, nothing from here.
Darren? We're good, man. I'm good too. At this point, we will open for public comment. 3 minutes on anything was discussed today.
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Hey, since it's Groundhog Day, there's a question for our esteemed solicitor, and he talks about the dredging project. If he would elaborate and expound and elucidate a little bit about the funding and financing and what type of grants he is busily scurrying about to acquire. Thank you.
Do you want to answer that, Scott? I don't think it's fair at this point, John, but you will be, all that information will be made available to you when we have it. We're way at the beginning of a process.
But shouldn't that be at the top of the list of importance?
Finances always are, John. Absolutely. Any other public comment? Motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes,
Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you. We will take a short break and we will reconvene.